What is going on, everybody? Project Rodder here, and it is time for Racing and Skills. Here in Atlanta, we just wrapped up qualifying, and this is our leaderboards after qualifying. Northern Nightmare in first, still Avenger in second, Max D in third, Gravedigger and Blue Thunder out of a tie. However, we have a three-way tie for sixth place with Bakugan, El Toro, and Monster Mud Dalmatian. Here is our racing bracket after our qualifying event. Avenger, Zombie, Northern Nightmare, Monster Mud Dalmatian, all getting bye runs to the second round after being our top four qualifiers. So with that being said, let's move on to round one. Our first race being Whiplash, Morales TCS, and Monster Mutt with Ryan Hayward. So both of these trucks have actually been struggling, unfortunately, but they're hoping to turn things around. So Whiplash actually made it to the second round, back in Glendale, but looks like she's a little bit behind. Monster Mutt has the edge here. But we're going to see. He's actually has a pretty good lead on her, unfortunately. So as long as he gets this last jump, well, he does. And it's official. Whiplash crossing the finish line now. But Monster Mutt moving on to round two. 26.96, our first 26 second run of the day, as Blake Bell 2 and Mohawk Warrior comes out to face off Ethan Waters in Max D. So Mohawk Warrior was our slowest qualifier back in Glendale, but turned things around a little bit today. Was actually, if I can find it, oh, actually, never mind. He disqualified twice, and he did not get an official time. So bad luck is still kind of following him around. But things might be turning around. Max D struggling a little bit as Mohawk Warrior comes to the last turn. It's going to be close. 29.90 for Mohawk Warrior, just barely beating out Max D and Ethan Waters. So Mohawk Warrior moving on to round two, I believe for the first time so far, which is great news for him, as we have Lane Flores 2 and Bakugan Dragonoid come out against Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and Gravedigger. So we're going to see what happens here. Gravedigger was sixth in qualifying. Bakugan, unfortunately, another truck. Gravedigger running into some trouble here. As long as Bakugan can keep it straight, he's going to win the race, I'm sure. But Bakugan got disqualified in both of his runs during qualifying. But he is the winner here, moving on to round two. Gravedigger he's getting into some trouble, rolling over. Landing it on all fours. Shouldn't have any damage to the truck, hopefully. But Bakugan moving on to round two. Very exciting times. I get really jumbled up with my words. As we have our final race of round one, El Toro Loco and Blue Thunder. Blue Thunder and NT World Media, another truck, our third and final truck that got disqualified in both of his runs. And El Toro Loco, who was seventh, Julian Peacock Jr., the driver, was seventh in qualifying. So Blue Thunder has won this all before, and I'm sure he'd like to do it again. It all comes down to this final turn. Blue Thunder has the edge. And obviously we'll wait for the final times as El Toro Loco into some trouble, just barely losing to Blue Thunder by a tenth of a second. Here is our racing bracket as we move on to round two. It's going to get interesting. I'm sure Mohawk Warrior and Monster Mutt go into the second round for the first time, so pretty excited to see how far they make it. And as I was just talking about Monster Mutt, he is our first race of round two against Avenger, our fastest qualifier, with Nicholas Voorhees behind the wheel. He was the only one that got a 26-second time and was faster than Monster Mutt's time in the last round, but we'll see what happens. It's race day. Anything could happen, although it does look like Avenger has a slight lead, but that could change. Right now they're looking, still has a little bit of a slight lead, but we're going on to this next turn, so who's going to make it to the semifinals? It all comes down to this. That was extremely close, but it's all going to come down to the official time. Looks like Avenger's going to take the win as he rolls over. They're both rolling over. Avenger managed to get on all fours, though. That was very close. But Avenger comes out on top and will be moving to the semifinals as Mohawk Warrior and Zombie comes out. Zombie being piloted by Eddie Garcia Jr., hoping to make it to the semifinals, as well as Mohawk Warrior and Blake Bell 2. Hoping the same thing. This is about the furthest he's gotten in racing, so he would like to turn things around and make it a lot further and hopefully get a win. So Zombie looks like he has the advantage here going into the last turn. Can he keep it straight? Yes! excuse me, he was just barely able to keep it within the lines. 28.56 for Zombie. Mohawk Warrior being knocked out. Unfortunate for him, but pretty good for Zombie as he moves on to the semifinals to face Avenger, as Northern Nightmare comes out versus Bakugan. Northern Nightmare, I'm sure, hoping to get to the final race and actually win for once. Furthest he's gotten is the finals, and he's lost both times. So very unfortunate, but looking like some bad news here. And he is over on his lid. If Bakugan can finish this race legally, he is the winner, and he is very, very unfortunate for Northern Nightmare. He will not be moving forward. Bakugan Dragonoid moving on to the semifinals to race either Blue Thunder, our Anaheim winner, or Monstema Dalmatian, our recent winner in Glendale. April Summers, I'm sure, is wanting very badly to win another race. Blue Thunder, though, having some trouble here. I know he would like another racing win under his belt, but he's struggling a little bit. Monstema Dalmatian has the advantage. Oh, trouble for April. She's able to keep it within the lines. It all comes down to this final turn. Who's it going to be? April has the advantage, and she's moving on to the semifinals. 28.29 for Monstema Dalmatian. So, here is our semifinal round. Avenger versus Zombie and Bakugan versus Monstema Dalmatian. So, Monstema Dalmatian and April Summers has another opportunity to make it to the final round and maybe get another race, or get another win. And Zombie, Avenger, and Bakugan have an opportunity to get their first racing win. So, this is going to be interesting. Here comes our first race of these semifinals. Pretty excited to see what's going to happen. First jump done, man. It'd be nice to see. Oh no, Zombie going over. He's rolling it over, but he's back on all fours. As Avenger misses the jump, he flips. He's Jesus, he's done for. Very unfortunate for Avenger. If Zombie can keep this run going, he rolled over, and I thought he'd be done, but no, he was able to keep it back on all fours as he finishes the run. However, he almost came close to getting disqualified. I don't know, we might have reran that race, but there's the evidence there. He stayed on the white line as Monstema Dalmatian and Bakugan come out for their semifinal race. But that was an intense semifinal round. It's always these last few races that get super crazy. So that was interesting. I wasn't sure what the outcome of that was going to be, but they seem to be neck and neck here. April Summers and Lane Flores too. I'm sure he'd like to get a racing win after getting 2 freestyle wins, but he's going to have to knock out our reigning racing winner, which it looks like she has the edge. And for sure, without even seeing the times, is going to be April Summers back in the racing final. So here is our bracket and our final race. Zombie versus Monstema Dalmatian and April Summers. So, it is time for our final race. Who's it going to be? Are we going to have a back-to-back racing winner with Monstema Dalmatian and April Summers? Or will Eddie Garcia Jr. and Zombie get his first racing win as he clips that little mound of dirt there? Hopefully it doesn't mess him up too bad. Let's see what happens. I'm very, very interested at what's going to happen here. So, let's just watch. As he clips that dirt again, that might be the difference maker here. Monstema Dalmatian with the lead. There it is. There it is. As she kind of gets off sideways, gets a backflip. Zombie flipping forward. But obviously, Monstema Dalmatian is your winner here in Atlanta for today's event. Very crazy ending for our racing event today. So congratulations to April Summers winning back-to-back racing events. Here is your final bracket. A flipping finish for both of our final racing competitors. And here is your bracket, or your leaderboard after racing. Northern Nightmare hitting 100 points in first place. Avenger in second. Monstema Dalmatian now moving on to third. So, she's creeping up. She's getting there. Max D in fourth. Gravedigger fifth. Blue Thunder sixth. So on and so forth as we move on to the skills challenge. But that was awesome. That was a great semifinal race, a great final race. This is going to be one to remember as Monster Mutt and Ryan Hayward come out for their skills attempt. Flipping backwards, moonwalking and flipping backwards. Still talking about that race, so I got a little distracted there. But good first attempt as he goes on to the second one. was 11th in skills back in Glendale, so definitely wants to turn things around and score higher. See what he's going to go for. Going to go for some big air into a sky wheelie, into a little bit of a regular wheelie and a bicycle. See how far he can keep it going. Trouble. Now he's able to save it, keep it on all fours at 8.346 for Monster Mutt. So pretty good run. Pretty good score right off the bat. Last time around only scored a, if I can get there, a 7.66. So better than last time, as Whiplash flipping forward on her side, on her lid, on her side, powering it out into onto all four of her tires. So pretty good attempt first time around. Whiplash was last, if I'm not mistaken, with 6.584 in skills. Flipping forward again. Is she going to keep it on all fours? She's going to power it out into a save. And a 9.401. The judges really like that one. So just like that, we have our first score over 9, knocking out Monster Mutt and Ryan Hayward. So congrats to Morales TCS by getting that really nice high score. As Blake Bell 2 comes out of Mohawk Warrior, but he's in trouble. Getting stuck up and over behind that container. That's going to be it. A 5.689 is all he's going to get for that run. So very unfortunate and very surprising, very shocking for Mohawk Warrior there. That was crazy. Zombie though coming out now. Nice moonwalk there. Zombie last time around, scoring a 8.642 was good enough for 9th place, as he goes for a, I think he was trying to go for a reverse flip there, not sure. But here comes his score, a 6.351 for Zombie. As our racing winner, April Summers of Monster Mutt Dalmatia, comes out for her attempt. Looks like she's going to go for the maximum moonwalk into a reverse flip. Let's see. Making sure she lines it up right. She's been struggling a little bit with this exact move. Here we go. Nope, just up and over the container, but trouble. But she had enough momentum to roll herself over. So, unfortunately, wasn't able to get the actual flip itself, but should score pretty well. But here we go, going for her second attempt. Let's see what is she going to do here. She's going to line it up for, I guess, what Zombie did. Here we go, reverse flip, but only able to get big air. Landed into a wheelie, into a little bit of a bicycle, if you want to count it like that. Here comes her score. So a 9.395, only good enough for second place, unfortunately. But good attempt, should score well, as long as, I guess it depends on the other scores, really, on how many points she gets from this. But wasn't able to land it. But here comes old Toro Loco, the driver who was able to land it last time and get a win. Unfortunately, only able to shoot himself straight up. So, as he blows that smoke out. So, wasn't able to get it twice. But still a good attempt, as he's going to spin it into some donuts, into some cyclones. Into trouble, though. Here we go. He's able to save it, though. Should score well with the judges, but here we go. What's the score as we wait? It is a 8.625 for Julian Peacock Jr. and El Toro Loco. So here you go. Whiplash, 9.401. Dalmatian, 9.395. Toro, 8.625. Mutt, 8.346. Zombie, 6.351. And Mohawk was like 5 point something. I'm sorry, 5.689. As Bakugan Dragonoid comes out, he is our 7th truck, so we've reached that halfway point. As he tried to go from a bicycle into a moonwalk, almost went over, but managed to get it back up into a wheelie, slamming into that container there. Luckily, he's able to back up. We're not in freestyle yet, so it won't affect them too bad. So pretty good first attempt. Let's see what he can go for on his second one. The score to beat is huge sky wheelie. Is he able to keep it on all fours? Yes, he is. Now we wait for the scores to come in. Score to beat is a 9.401 by Whiplash. Here we go. A 7.482, so not enough to knock out our current leader, as Gravedigger and Tom Holland Spider-Man comes out. As I mentioned before, I guess he wasn't sure where he's going. As I mentioned before, Whiplash in the lead with a 9.401, so let's see what happens here. Gravedigger, nice sky wheelie into a wheelie into whatever this is. He's going to power it out into a moonwalk. Stoppy. There you go. There's his first attempt as he gets a reverse flip into a stoppy. So finishing his first attempt and going immediately into his second one. And the reverse flip into a stoppy. And a 9.592. Excuse me. So we have a new leader. Whiplash has been knocked out as Blue Thunder comes out. Huge air. Doesn't look like he got the result he was hoping for, but has one more attempt. But Gravedigger coming out really quick to take out the lead. He was in and out and done. Boom, we have a new leader. So very impressive. Congratulations to Gravedigger and Tom Holland Spider-Man. But we still have a few more trucks to go. Blue Thunder, I don't even know what's going on. It's a little bit of everything. He hit it all at once and is on all fours. 8.889 for Blue Thunder. So a really good score. Another truck just in, out, and done. A lot of craziness going on in the end there. Wasn't sure how that was going to end up, but nice run by Blue Thunder and MT World Media as Max D and Ethan Water comes out with a wheelie to go over that jump. So nicely done. Good first attempt as he goes for his second one. Wheelie off of that one. Gonna ride it, gonna flip all kinds of ways. Don't know what's going on here. Is he gonna be able to save it? Yes, he is. Back on all fours. Let's see what the score is gonna be. A 9.819. We have a new leader. That is shocking. Very shocking, but hey, I mean, if that's what the judges say. So we have a new leader in Ethan Waters and Max D. Right after Gravedigger came out and took the lead from Whiplash. But Avenger coming out. Huge sky wheelie into a stoppy moonwalk. So hoping to, that's going to be a tough score to beat. I think that's the highest score we've seen in skills so far. But Avenger going for another huge sky wheelie. Unfortunately, that's all he was able to get there. Kind of had an awkward landing. So let's see what the final score is going to be as we wait on the judges. And a 7.460, so not enough for the lead as the last truck of the day comes out, Northern Nightmare. I'm sure he's very frustrated with his racing result as he flips it. Gets the reverse flip off of that jump there. Very impressive by Northern Nightmare. Nicely done. Our first one that we've seen landed successfully today. Well, second if you count Gravedigger, I'm sorry. But from somewhere you wouldn't expect it. So huge sky wheelie. Nicely done into a bicycle. Is he going to save it? Yes. This one should score well. I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen. Here we go. A 9.634, only good enough for second place. So that means Ethan Waters and Max D is your skills winner of today in Atlanta. So congratulations to Max D and Ethan Waters. Here is the points after, or the leaderboards after the fact. Max D in first, Northern Nightmare in second, Gravedigger third, Whiplash doing incredibly well, getting fourth place, Dalmatian fifth, Blue Thunder sixth, so on and so forth. As we move on to our leaderboards before freestyle, 111 points for Northern Nightmare in first, Avenger in second, Max D now in third, Monster Mutt Dalmatian in a tie for fourth with Gravedigger. So freestyle is up next. All this could change. I can't wait to see you guys there.